Good afternoon, Jason Phillips from Auto Appraise, autoappraise.com, 800-301-3886. Going around a 1969 Chevelle SS trim. And we're starting to get some rain. Gonna have to pull it in the garage here pretty quick. Wanted to give the onlooker a potential better shot out here in daylight because the circumstances in the garage are very tight. A lot of cars in there. Body's very straight looking down both sides. Left some magnets on to show that there's pretty good adhesion. The digital paint meter is showing various readings around the car, but these are original quarters. From what I can tell, original fenders and probably original doors. Rockers have about 0.5 mil of adhesion. The bottoms of the fenders are up in the teens, and showing various readings, but overall pretty good adhesion considering it's a original, represented to be an original Southern car. Color, flow, and match looks pretty nice on this Cortez Silver repaint. It's an original vinyl top, I believe. Code 69 on the paint and 69B, so it was a bucket seat car. Trim I think was $755. All the chrome was replaced on the vehicle except for the antenna. This is a little loose, needs to be tightened up. And the window surround moldings are original. Got a little fade through here on this molding and a little bit of sand scratching on the opposite side. Mirrors and door handles all look good. Windows all go up and down nicely. These belt moldings were changed. These were not pulled off prior to the repaint. A little bit of overspray. Got a little crack in the paint right there. But the body looks real nice and straight. A little bit of door sag on the left door as it opens, but otherwise they close and open pretty well. I'd call that a 2 or 3 finger effort. Aftermarket wheels and tires are fairly new, and they look very nice. 4-wheel disc brakes. WL code 454. This grille trim is original. Got a few small bumps right there. Else it looks pretty nice. Side marker trim is nice. Chrome in the hood cowl. Vents, that shows nicely. Need to get this car inside. Wipe it down and we'll get underneath it. There were no surprises in the trunk. The pan looks original. We'll show you that. A little bit of wear here, a little bit of excess wear in this seatbelt box. Original date-coded seatbelts are in place. Seat covers have been replaced. Carpet's been replaced. That dash trim looks like it might be new. It's got a stereo mounted in the dash and a CD player sitting here in the glove box. Small crack in the steering wheel. Console trim looks nice. The console is securely attached. Aftermarket gauges. Notice one reverse light needs to be changed as the car was backing up out of the garage. Nice aggressive rumble. The headliner's in very nice shape. Package tray looks really nice. All the seat belts in place with a little bit of expected wear. No real issues. The bottom of that door card on that side has got a little bit of warpage along the bottom. Door corners are very nice. All the rubbers were changed. All the seals, even up there on the A-pillars. Little bit of overspray showing on the vinyl top where that was taped off close, but not quite close enough. The jambs present themselves nicely. Not really much to complain about. And here the execution of the paint seems like it was done at a pretty nice level. Again, a little bit of overspray right here on the edge of that belt molding. On these windows you can't see right now, but there's a little bit of a scratch DA mark here, and and a couple little hairline roller mark scratches. Real common in the Chevelles and in the Skylarks. We got a little bit of scratched up trim there and there. Okay, we'll go in for a wipe down and finish up this video. Car's got a pretty nice rumble. We got one reverse light out, needs to be changed over here. Brake lights are working. Apologize for all the wind noise, getting a little bit nasty out here. Almost. All right, we'll get it wiped down, get a little better look at it. Brought the car back in, wiped it all down. It is really raining outside. We're not going to be able to go for a test drive today, but I'm going to start the car up and run it a little more and check the oil pressure. The fluids looked good. The oil looked clean and up to par. Transmission fluid was pink, no burned smell to it. Climb underneath the car here in just a minute. I don't have a drop light. While I'm waiting on the guy to bring the drop light out, the front suspension's been gone through. Those coils have either been repainted or replaced. They look like they're in nice shape. They've been out either way. Ball joints have been replaced. Shocks have been replaced. All right, there we go. Much better light. That camera's rolling. The engine paint looks nice. We'll show you that from upstairs here in a minute. These frame rail extensions, they look pretty good. No evidence of compression or buckling ahead of the spring pocket on either side that I could see. Again, the ball joints have been serviced. Polyurethane. Stabilizer links, those coil springs, they look much better now with some good light on them. All the suspension's been cleaned up and painted. Some of the components appear to have been changed. Got some long collectors on these headers into 3-inch exhaust, and that sounds real beefy. You heard that earlier. The car does not appear to be a frame-off car. Inner fender's in real nice shape. Cosmetically, the bottom of this fender has a little bit of contamination that got touched up. Moving rearward under the body, the floor pans have been all repainted in somewhat of a textured SEM or undercoat. There's a few areas, barren areas, that didn't get thorough coverage, but the car itself remains pretty solid. I didn't see any evidence. Had the back end jacked up a few minutes ago. Didn't see any evidence of patches or splices in the floor pans. Everything pretty much looks like that. H-pipe in the exhaust. That's a Turbo 400 trans. The VIN pad was pretty clear to see up here and does not appear to be right there. Does not appear to be VIN'd to this car. I'm in the wrong spot. Here we go. But it looks pretty clean. No evidence of anything on the ground underneath. And I was looking up at the rear main earlier. Didn't really see an issue. No heavy or obvious oil coming down front or rear main seal. Big meaty flow masters. The frame was resprayed, and when you're looking through the holes, you can see that a little more spray work could have been done to cover up some oxidation there, but still seems like a pretty stout and original frame. Pinch welds are nice and clean. All the spot welds there present. A little bit of lack of magnetic adhesion down low, but not a horrific amount. The digital paint meter gave us various readings. Slight bit of sanding marks visible here beneath the paint, but I'm laying on the ground looking at them. You can see the reflection in the paint is it's very nice, and that seems pretty consistent throughout the repaint of the car. The color sanding and buffing was done at a pretty nice level. Again, you can see a little bit of a reflective quality along there. The trunk pan looks original, no evidence of it being changed. Gas tank was also undercoated. That 12 bolt has a aftermarket cover on it, obviously. Non-boxed lower control arms. The drain plugs are still visible up inside the, there we go, up inside the quarter panel splash pans. It's hard to see with that exhaust coming through there. We got still photos of that for the potential buyer to look at. But the bottoms of the quarters, the overlap there looks really nice. And the other side looks the same way. There's no evidence along this tail panel support that has ever been pushed in and wrinkled and pulled back out. Same with the frame rail extensions on both sides of the back of the car, left and right. No evidence of any heavy or prior obvious collision damage. Rubber bushings are in pretty good shape. There's the back ones. One of them anyway. This one I can't get a good camera angle on up inside above the tail panel, but it looks about the same. Original lenses, there's an age crack right here in this tail light, but the bezels show really nicely. No major pitting. The other one looks just fine. No real issues of concern with the trunk. The jambs look really good. The lip all around the deck lid is visibly clean. The whole entire trunk has been re-splattered, aqua splatter. Nice color match to what would be OEM. Up inside, there's no evidence of quarter panel splices or replacement. It looks just like this on both sides. There's a jack and a tie down and a tool. The owner said there is a spare with the car, it's just not in it. And the trunk light's working. Underneath the hood, we've got a WL code, suffix code 454. Don't have my books on me, so I can't tell you what year that is, but the VIN is not corresponding to this vehicle. Got an aftermarket tar top cover on the battery, billet overflow, Edelbrock aluminum intake, Holley 750 dual feed, or maybe a little bit smaller than that. MSD blaster 2 coil with a Mallory billet distributor and MSD wires. Still got a standard fuel pump on the motor. A little bit of cosmetic deterioration on those hooker headers. You can see where it's kind of burning through the ceramic. Car set up with a later model power steering. I think that's a 602 box. I'm not sure. I didn't run the numbers on it, but that's what it looks like. And aftermarket power brake unit. 4-wheel disc brakes on the car added nicely. Trim tags on the car, proper. 05D was the build, so last week in May. We'll get her fired up in a minute. The inner fenders are clean, look real nice, may have been changed out. Core support bushings look good. Got an aluminum aftermarket radiator. All the brackets and the water pump up front have been painted. The valve covers have been repainted. Engine paint detail's pretty nice. Trim codes and paint codes 755 and I think it was 69B. What else did I want to mention before I fire it up? Little spot right there on the inner fender where there's some primer showing. Those scratches I showed you a little earlier on that trim, a little hard to get a good focus on. Got some still photos of those. The car has some really minute sand pecks in the windshield. You know, they're not really even the size of a ballpoint pen. It's a replacement windshield. Regulators all work real smoothly. They were probably taken apart and redone. Vinyl top seam, you know, sticks up a little bit right there. Got a little bit of a shrinkage, you know, slash bubble right there, but it's nothing too frightening. Small crack in the paint here at the door jamb, and up here on the back, beneath the vinyl top, you can see a little bit of, just a little bit of unfinished detail there, but it's pretty hidden. A few small hairline scratches in this rear glass. Else it's in pretty good shape. Wouldn't take much to do a little detail cleanup work and a little bit of overspray there on the vinyl top and the jamb. Down the sides, the car is definitely nice and straight. Any car that's presenting that straight with no real visible damage is going to test out with varying readings on the meter. A little bit of fill work down here. You can kind of see a little bit of an edge on that fender. We got still photos of that. But it presents pretty straight. This door closes pretty nice. Got just a little bit of sag in the pins, almost not worthy of mention, but a couple of fingers we can slam that door shut. Hairline scratch I pointed out earlier here, and a little vertical kind of slash horizontal line there. So a little bit of filler in various locations. Oops, I'm not pointing at my gauge, so you're not seeing what I'm doing. Back there in the wheel splash, that's pretty expected. That's the kind of readings I got pretty much all around the car. The circumstances here are a little bit tight for me to get down back in there again between cars, but you saw it outside in the rain, and here it is again. Same condition. Keys work in the door locks and in the trunk. It's a little bit cold-blooded. I'm going to quit talking for a minute. Showing about 65 pounds of cold oil pressure, just above idle. Gas gauge appears to be working. Wipers are sweeping. Car's equipped with electric rear defrog. Can't hear it. fan seems to be working. That radio is not working. Glove box sticks, you got to pull it down here a little bit. I don't know if we're going to get signal in a metal building or not, but the radio is powered up. Car's running on its own now.